learners, wherever you are, I salute you from your various homes. My name is Justin. I'm a teacher, and as I said there before, I'm specifically teaching mathematics and science. And today we are continuing with the previous lesson, which we are talking about the surface area. So today we are still progressing on with more other examples which are related to surface area. Now we are continuing with measurement, and under measurement is surface area. So in our previous lesson, we are talking about the meaning of the surface area. Surface area means area of every face or area of every surface. So in other words, if you find the area of every face, and then at the end of it, if a figure has got 6 faces, you find the area of every face, then at the end of it, you add them all to get the total surface area. But there is a formula I gave you in our previous lesson, and I would like to repeat it again. So here we have surface area is equals to a arc times 2, that is the area of the cross section, times 2 plus POC times height. I believe now this formula has become your song. So let us go to our question before we begin tackling. So the question states this way: calculate the total surface area of the open cylinder. I told you learners, you read the question and you underline the key areas. The question is saying surface area of the open cylinder. So this word here is going to give us the answer which is appropriate. So the formula is arc times 2 plus POC times height. Don't forget that. Now surface area is equals to the area of the cross section. So it's upon us when you go, when I told you to remember reading the questions once, time and again, is that the question was stating to find the surface area of the open cylinder. So when you find the area of the cross section times 2, it means the cross sections are 2. And now, because now the cylinder is open, we are not going to apply the multiplication, we are not going to multiply by 2 because we have only one cross section. So therefore, we will just apply the area of the cross section plus the perimeter of the cross section times height. So we shall delete our 2 because the cross section is 1. So let us begin. I want to interpret what is the cross section. The cross section of this cylinder is a circle. So area of a circle will be pi r squared. We are not multiplying by 2 because the figure is open. So there is a hole at on one of its sides. Then, because it is a full circle, I cannot put my half here. So it is a full circle. That's why I'm writing pi r squared into bracket plus perimeter of the cross section. So the cross section is a circle. Perimeter could also mean the circumference of the circle. So the circumference of a circle is pi d. And still, because it is a full circle, that's why I'm only writing, I can write 1 pi d because it is full, but we are not encouraged to write 1 pi d. Then times the height. So what I have done here, I have interpreted my formula. So what is pi? Pi, in this case, when you have not been committed to any pi, you just apply 22 over 7. Pi is always 22 over 7 times the radius. So the radius of this circle is half of the diameter. So the diameter is 14. So the radius is 7. So we multiply by 7 and we multiply by 7. Pi r squared into bracket plus pi is 22 over 7 times the diameter of the circle is 14. Remember, we must obey the formula pi d, then times the height, which is 20. So by inserting all these figures, now what is left with us is just simplifying and arriving to our answer. So 7 1 7 1 by 7 1 by 7, 2. So we have 22 times 1 times 7. The answer will be 154. Plus, we have 22 times 2, which is 44, times 20. We have 880. So finally, our surface area will be 154 plus 880. So 154 plus 880. This is 4, 3, 8, 9, 10. So our answer is going to be 1034 meters square. Now, this is our answer. Now, question number 2. Calculate the total surface area. Calculate the total surface area of the pipe drawn below. Take pi as 22/7. So this is the pipe. So what I need you to do, underline the figure, the type of figure that you have been drawn. It is the pipe. So this question may look very simple, but quite tricky. Because a pipe, when you look at the pipe, it is open, it is hollow. So it is open from this side to the other end. So therefore, a pipe has got no cross section because there is a hole which is running through to the other side. So therefore, let us just obey our formula and write it down. The surface area, and now that it has become a song, so it is surface area is equals to arc times 2, that is area of the cross section times 2 plus POC times height. So in this case, the cross section is a circle, but you can see there is no tangible surface from that point. It is a hole. So in this case, in a pipe, we don't have the cross section because it is a through hole. So what you're going to do is that this time round, we are going to avoid the cross section because we don't have the cross section. Now we are left with the curved surface part. That is POC times height. This one is the curved surface part. So the curved surface part is this part here. So therefore, we just apply the formula in order to get the area of the curved surface part. So the surface area is going to be POC, perimeter of the cross section. Why are we still finding the perimeter of the cross section and yet we don't have the cross section? It's because by finding the circumference of the circle, it is able to open us to getting the length of a rectangle. Remember, when you cut that pipe at the center of it, when you stretch it openly, it's going to create a figure which is a rectangular in shape. So in order to get the length of this part, it is upon us to calculate the circumference of the circle, which is pi d. Then, when you get the length of the rectangle and the width of the rectangle, then by multiplying the length and the width, we will get the area of this rectangle. And that's why we need to find the perimeter of the cross section. So the perimeter of the cross section is, we have pi d as the circumference of the circle, then times the height. So what I have done here, pi d is interpretation of the POC, that is perimeter of the cross section. So surface area is going to be pi, you've been told, is 22/7 times the diameter of this circle is 14. You can see it here, it is 14. So we multiply by 14 times the height. The height is this one here, which is 30. So when you simplify this, we are going to get the surface area of this particular pipe. So by 7(1), by 7(2), 22 times 2 is 44 times 30. So it is 440 times 3. So this is 0, this is 12, 12, 13. So we have 1,320. The units are centimeters square. So this is our answer. Why? Because in this pipe, we never had the cross section. We only had the curved surface part. So that's why I'm always reminding you, read the question, underline the key words, which is the pipe. It is hollow. Now let's go to question number 3. The question number 3, we are still tackling challenges related to surface area. So the question number 3 states that calculate the total surface area of a loaf of bread. I know most of the time you always take tea with bread. So you know a loaf of bread, how it looks like. This is how a loaf of bread looks like. So we are going to calculate the surface area of this loaf of bread. I told you a surface area means area of every surface. So if you look at this figure, it has got so many surfaces which are combined to form this loaf of bread. So in order to find the total surface area, we'll be forced to find the area of every surface which is contained here. Then at the end of it, you're going to add to get the total surface area. But because I've given you a very simple formula, we still apply our own formula here to arrive to at our answer. So still our formula remains arc times 2 plus POC times height. Area of the cross section. The cross sections are a 2. That's why I have retained my 2. If it was 1, you will delete the 2. So then you come back to the cross section again. Then you find the perimeter of the cross section times height. But when you look at the cross section, it is a combined shape. We have a shape at the top. We have another shape at the bottom. So we can see there's a semicircle here and there is a rectangle down here. So in order to get the area of the cross section, you will find the area of this semicircle, come and find the area of this rectangle, add the two areas. So when you add the two areas, you will have gotten the area of this cross section. Then multiply by 2 because this area is the same as the other area. Then the perimeter of the cross section, you come back to the cross section, you go round because perimeter is the distance around a given figure. So if I was to go around running this, I may begin from this point. I go around like that, this field, I go around up to where I started from. That is what we call perimeter. Then you multiply by height, the slanting height here. So through such explanation, let me now put my work into practical. So surface area will be the area of the cross section. The cross section are 2. We have a semicircle and a rectangle. So let me begin with a semicircle. The semicircle is pi r squared, and because it is half, I'll begin with a half pi r squared so that I find the area of the semicircle. So let me do this one first. So this is a half times 3.14, then times the radius of this circle. The diameter is 20. So the radius is 10, half of 20, which is 10. So times 10 times 10. So when I get this answer, it will be the area of this semicircle here. So let me simplify by 21 by 21.54. So when you multiply this one, the answer is going to be 157. So the area of this semicircle, you can indicate it here, it is 157. Then come and find the area of this rectangle here. The rectangle is length times width. So what is the length of the rectangle? It is 20. What is the width? The width, this side here is similar to this side here. So the width is 9. So therefore the area of this rectangle will be 20 times 9, which is going to be 180. So the area of the semicircle is 157. The area of a rectangle is 180. So when you add the two areas, it will be the total area of the cross section. So let us add. So it is 157 plus 180. 7, 13, 3. So 337 will be the area of this cross section. So I'll come and write here, surface area is equals to the area of the cross section. Now we have got it as 337. And since there are 2, I now multiplied by 2. So my formula says area of the cross section. Here I got it by adding the 2 times 2 because the cross sections are a 2 on the other sides. Then plus perimeter of the cross section. I go back to my cross section again. Perimeter is the distance around a given figure. So assume this is my field. I'm running from this point. So I'll run that way, clockwise, like that, up to where I came from. So when I go around this particular part here, this is the circumference, which I don't have. But I have 9, I have 20, I have 9 because this side and this side are the same. So what I don't have is the circumference here so that I find the perimeter of this particular cross section. So circumference is pi d. And because it is a half, it is a semicircle, I'll find circumference equals to a half pi d. So circumference is a half times pi is 3.14. times the diameter of this circle is 20. So let me simplify by 2, by 1.57. So let us multiply 157 times 2 first. 14, 10, 11, 3. Let me add the 0. Then I replace back the decimals like that. So I have 31.4. So what is 31.4? It is the circumference of the circle. So this is 31.4. Now I have my circumference. So what am I doing now? I find the perimeter of the cross section. Let me go around 31.4 plus 9 plus 20 plus 9 up to where I started my journey. So let me add. We have 31.4. 31.4. I had 9. I had 9. 4. This is 10. This is 4. I had 20. This is 4. 0. 6. I had 9. So I have 69.4. So 69.4 will be the perimeter of this cross section. So what is the perimeter of the cross section? It will be 69.4. Then I multiply by height. So the height is the slanting height here, which is 30. It is not such complicated since you only apply all the rules which are required. So surface area will be, we multiply this by 2. So this is 14, 6, 7, then we have 6 plus, so I want to multiply that. So let me do it somewhere here, 694 times 3, that is 12, 27, 28, 32, 18, 20. I added the 0, then how many decimals? It was 1 decimal. So my answer will be 2082. So we ignore the point. So learners, by adding the 2, we will be able to conclude our total surface area. So it is 674 plus 2082. 674 plus 2082. So this is 6, 15, 7, 2. So we have 2756. The units are centimeters square. So you just apply the formula and then you'll find yourself landing to a very correct answer. So I'll just remind you to be seeing this formula within. Let it be at your fingertips. Height times 2 plus POC times height. You multiply by 2 if the cross sections are 2. If the cross section is 1, ignore the 2. If you don't have a cross section like a pipe, ignore the cross section. Just apply the formula, and I believe at the end of it, you're going to be successful. So I believe by doing these particular examples, now you're able to tackle questions or challenges which are related to surface area. So let me wish you all the best at your home. Study, work hard, work smart. So before I conclude, I want to leave you just one question, and the number which is going to appear on the screen. Just send your answer to that number, then I'll be able to reply back to you. The answer is correct or not correct. So please, whenever you watch this, just send your feedback so that we know your well-being.